Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidhamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesh Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaurabhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. So let's see on Gita Marathon for some time, like how Prabhupada gives the importance of book distribution. So whatever you can, how much ever you can, if you do, that's a great thing you can do. So because it will change someone's life, like when you do the book distribution. So Prabhupada always says distribute his books, distribute his books, distribute his books, because it's so important to distribute his books. And it's genuine appeal by Srila Prabhupada. So, and he says by so fully concentrating on distributing the books of Krishna, we can be fully absorbed in Krishna. That's actually a samadhi, okay, which we can do. So please, that's the greatest welfare activity you could ever do. Now, when you give food and clothes and money as a charity, how much it will help them. It's all temporary, but then Bhagavad Gita is going to change their life. And Prabhupada says, you go on book distribution, they will be benefited, and the distributors will also be benefited. So without books, there is no preaching activity. Books are the basics, no? And Prabhupada lives in his books. He says, to be quickly recognized by Krishna, book distribution is a shortcut process. Not everyone knows that. Because you're giving Krishna to someone. Bhagavad Gita is nothing but Krishna only. And you become more dear to Krishna by doing book distribution. And actually, it's a fact that ultimately everyone should preach and distribute books. Is the best way to please Prabhupada. Book distribution must be given always stress. So if you want to please Prabhupada, because it said, Yasya prasada Bhagavad prasado, Yasya aprasada nagati kutopi. So if you want to please Krishna, you have to please your spiritual master. And when the spiritual master is pleased, Krishna is automatically pleased. So this is the marathon month, December. So if you can distribute, that's a great thing. And as an order by his guru, actually. The book distribution is the most important task in our society. And Prabhupada is giving so much stress and working hard on that because it's the order by his Guru Maharaj. Because he said, no, if we ever get money, print books. So we should give more stress to the distribution of transcendental literature and to be more effective in converting people to Krishna consciousness. And according to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, books are like great mridangas. So if you play a small mridanga, it can be heard only in a small area. But Brihat Mridanga is something which can be heard in a very far places. And distribute my books profusely. That is real preaching. That's the only way to please Prabhupada. Okay. So on Gita Jayanti, we have the importance of gifting Gita because Krishna himself says, if you explain the supreme secret to someone, your devotional service is guaranteed to you. And there is nobody more dear to him in that way. So this is a link, T.LY Marathon. I hope this link will be shared in your group. And we have like 10 different languages. So like 5 numbers, 10 numbers, there's a postal charge. And you can try distributing. Never give it for free. Okay, unless it's a birthday function or a marriage function and all, you can give by them. Otherwise, they don't really care if it's given free. And we need to print more books. For that, you can contact the temple devotee for that. So all of you, please take a small attempt, whatever possible, on this Gita Jayanti, or it's the month, December month is the marathon month, so you can try distributing it. Okay. So today we'll start with 2.22.
Sorry. From 2.28 we have to start. I think we did 2.21 to 2.7 last class.
2.27 we did, is it?
Yeah, because we finished the surgeon analogy and all that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because
no, Mataji, we finished only 2.21. That surgical, that is in 2.21 only.
That is in 2.21 only.
2.21.
Did we finish the property of the soul?
Yeah,
I think we
did the breakout room and we were asked to discuss from 2.21 to 2.27 in the breakout room.
Yeah, the modern terrorism and battlefield of the difference.
Yes,
that's what I was thinking. But yeah, just for this thing, recap, we start from 2.22. Yes.
Okay.
Sridevi Mataji is not here, right? Who has attendance form? She only has, no? Mataji has. Okay, let me try to get her attendance form. Okay, so we'll start with, we'll just have a quick recap of 2.22. It is Vasam Sichirna Niyata Vihaya Navani Grihnadi Naroparani Tata Sharirani Vihaya Jirnani Anyani Samyadi Navani Dehi. So, as a person puts on new garments, giving up the old ones, the soul similarly accepts new bodies, giving up the useless ones. So, our body is compared to a dress, no? And when it is dirty, what do? You try to change it. So similarly, it is said at the time of death, there is Dehantara Prapti, right? Tada Dehantara Prapti Dhiras Tatrana Mukhyati. So in that way, it's like we are changing our dress. So that's why when you're drowning, it is said that no use of saving the dress, but you have to save that body. That means the soul has to be saved. So transference of the soul occurs from one body to another. That's by the grace of super soul. Karmana Devanetrena. And super soul fulfill the desire. Whatever your desire is, he'll give you a body according to that. And forgetfulness of our relationship with the Lord is the cause of rebirth again and again. So, and then we discussed how the analogy of two birds sitting in the same tree, no? Atma and Paramatma. So can someone explain that analogy? It's actually a question.
Mataji, it is like this, that there are two words. One word is sitting quiet, watching, and the other word is enjoying the fruits on the branch of the tree. And Super Soul is represented, or Krishna is represented by the word which is watching, and the other word which is eating is enjoying the material matters, which represents Arjuna. Now, the moment it keeps on jumping from one to other branch for eating the fruits, dry fruits rather, and then that is compared to the repeated entry into the cycle of birth and death. And when, as soon as this eating word realizes that has the knowledge, perfect knowledge of its own real existence, then it merges with the super soul. And this is what happened in the case of Arjuna. Arjuna, when he surrendered, he realized that he is the God, not his ordinary friend. This thing.
Yes, Prabhu. So there are two birds sitting on the same tree, the soul and the super soul. So soul is actually busy. One bird is busy eating the fruit. No, that is karma. He's doing the karma, and the other one is witness. The super soul is the witness. And then what happens? The moment, as Prabhu said, we turn towards the super soul, that's when our spiritual journey actually starts. So till that, the Paramatma is just observing the Atma. The Atma is busy in its karma. But the moment we turn back, no, that's the analogy. Does anyone remember that picture where one person is hanging from a tree and below there's snakes?
Yes. Yes.
What was that?
So the person who is hanging on the tree, he's actually enjoying the fruitive activities, the honey.
Yes.
And there's an elephant who's pushing the tree. That's like our present time. And then there are two cats, black and white, or cats or mouse. So they are like the day and night. And below there are these crocodiles in the lake. So that is our future. And and there is one, and then God is God is giving the hand to the person who is hanging to save him. So that's like the Paramatma. But the Jivatma, he wants to enjoy the material nature as of now. The material, he's lording over the material nature. That is the analogy. So we are so engrossed in these material things that we forget the spiritual part of our life. We forget the God. And we don't know that, our time is passing day and night. And there is this elephant who's trying to push. Our present is so dangerous, but we are not taking care of that. So anytime a tree, like the bark can, break, and we can fall down to the hell. That's the future where the crocodiles are ready to eat the man. But he's just licking the honey from the dripping.
Yes. So that's a picture. That's a very true picture in our life also. That yes, we are busy trying to lick the small nectar that is falling from this temporary happiness in this material world, just not bothered to turn towards Krishna. And then as Sandra said, yes, below is this poisonous snakes. I mean, we have a lot of difficulties around. This world is Dukkhale Mashashvatam. It's also called Padam Yat Vipatam Nadisha. Every step there's danger. No? Every step you take, there is danger. So, we think we are safe at whole house, but even inside the house, there's a lot of danger. So we don't know, anything can happen at any time. But then turning towards Krishna, that's the best way to get out of all these problems. So yes, when you turn towards Paramatma, that's the time. Still, 84 lakh Janmas, we didn't turn towards Paramatma. We were just enjoying our senses. And Paramatma is so merciful and very tolerant that it comes with us in every Janma. Just imagine you go to your friend's house, not friend's house, some neighbors or some strangers, and then they don't even bother you. They don't offer you a seat and nothing. They don't talk to you. When you get neglected, will you go to that house again? I won't go. So, but then just imagine 84 lakh times Krishna is coming with us, and our soul is not bothered about Krishna, right? And he is so merciful that he's coming to in every okay. Okay, now he says about the properties of the soul. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka. Yes, Shreya Mataji.
Mataji, I have a doubt. Is the super soul present in ghosts and rakshasas also?
It's a nice question. No, first, ghost is actually just a subtle body, no? It doesn't have a gross body as such. Paramatma is in the heart of the gross body. I mean, the subtle body is the mind, intelligence, and false ego. Definitely in the mind, the thoughts of the Lord will be there. But for ghost, it's actually, why is the ghost formed, Mataji? How's Shreya Mataji?
When they die with some grief and
When they die with?
Some temporary material attachments
Suicide.
and with some
No.
bad deeds.
Yeah, who said that? Suicide. It's suicide actually.
Untimely death. Yeah.
Yeah, untimely death. What happens is, if I'm supposed to live till 50 years old and then I commit suicide at 30, then 20 years, material nature will not give me a gross body. My soul will be just loitering around. It just have a subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false. It doesn't have a gross body because I'm supposed to get a gross body after 50 years of my life. And so 20 years, I'm not going to have a gross body. So that's the situation called as the ghostly form. And definitely Krishna is not there and as Paramatma in a ghost form. Why? Because we have done something wrong. Shastra says it's wrong to do suicide. Why? Yes, Deval Mataji.
Sorry, I wanted to ask a question. I don't know the answer. I was about to ask that, but it said that the super soul always accompanies the soul in the material platform until it reaches the spiritual platform.
Yeah. So, but in the ghostly form, it is a negative thing. It said then when the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is chanted, the ghost or the evil spirit doesn't stay with us. So it needs the soul is there, but it is in a negative condition, right? Paramatma is always with us. That is correct. But in a ghostly form, as we have done, which is against the scriptures, and it's loitering around. Definitely, the super soul is not happy with the soul. But then he is there, but he is not completely in there. In the sense, the Lord is there everywhere, right? Lord is there everywhere. He is inconceivable. He is there. But he accompanies the soul wherever he goes in the material body, Mataji. Okay, but otherwise, once the soul is liberated, the super soul is not there.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no Paramatmas. In the ghostly form also, it's not there because they are suffering. That's why they suffer and they realize that they have done a mistake. And sometimes it happens because of some mental imbalance. So that is right. That is in one way it is said that you should correct them before they commit suicide. I mean, try to calm them down and give them antipsychotics and all. But then suicide is never a the solution for any problems. Because what are we doing? We're trying to end the body, but the soul is still going to transmigrate, and we give more suffering for the soul. So it is not actually allowed. So Prabhupada, once You used to get all these ghostly haunted houses in America, which is locked down for some cheap rates. And then he opens it and do some Harinam Japa, and it says the negative energy doesn't stay, they just go away. And then at that time, the Prabhupada converts it to a temple. So, but then there are people who worship the ghosts and spirits, no, bhutas, and they go to ghostly planets, but it's not actually allowed. Then it's also there, negative. If God is there, this negative energies are also there. But then only thing is, when there is Harinam and Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and all happening, they'll never come. They can't stay. The negative energies can't stay. So Prabhupada says when people just don't attend the classes and they just go away, they are also kind of ghostly haunted. Because ghostly haunted persons, they are mad. No? And somebody who's ghostly haunted or mad, crazy, cannot even identify his own father. So if our father is Krishna, Maham Bija Pradapita, if you're not able to identify your own father, then Krishna, Prabhupada says we're all mad, all are crazy. Okay. Achetyo ayam adhayo ayam akledyo shoshaya evacha nitya sarvaga dashantur achalo ayam shantana. Individual soul is unbreakable, insoluble, and can be neither burnt or dried. It's everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. Okay. So is there living entities in the sun planet? I think we discussed this.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Why do you say?
There is, Mataji. Body suitable to live in that planet. There are living entities sitting in the sun planet.
Those who have done higher pious activities, they go to the higher planets. So there are entities in sun planet.
Mataji, and in sun
Yes.
planets, they get that kind of body, like which
Body,
is
yeah.
Fire. The body will be made of fire.
Tattva.
Prabhupada says, because it's so hot there, and but our body is made up of Panchaputas, earth, water, fire, air, ether. So, but then the Shastras prove that there are living entities in the sun planet. But that's what. So, to see them, we may not be able to see them with our blunt senses. I think we discussed this, no? We'll start with this, 25.
Yes,
Avyakto
Mataji.
ayam achintyo ayam avikaro ayam uchyate tasmadevam vidyanevam nanishochitamanhasi. He said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. So yes, it's invisible. We said 1 by 10,000, the tip of the hair, and inconceivable. We really can't understand how transmigration happens, and immutable. So we should not grieve for the body. So he's telling Arjuna, just fight. If you think you are the body, then still you're a Kshatriya. So you have to fight. If you don't think you're not the body, you're spirit soul. So again, still you have to fight because the soul is not destroyed. And the magnitude of the soul is so small, we cannot even calculate or you see with a powerful microscope. But the Shastra says, some Upanishad says about 1 by 10,000, the tip of the hair. As far as the soul's existence is concerned, no one can establish the truth except the Vedas. So what is the analogy Prabhupada says here about understanding the soul? Except studying Vedas, we can't understand the soul. So similarly, Prabhupada mentioned some analogy. Does anyone know?
Like the father,
Yes.
authority is accepted by the mother. The existence of father that is accepted by the authority of mother. Similarly, by the authority of Vedas, the supreme personality of Godhead is to be known.
Yes. Yes, so if you want to know who your father is, you ask your mother. That's the only authority we can trust and we can go. So similarly, here it is said, if you want to know about the soul, you have to accept the Vedas. There are 3 things we should accept. That is Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. If your Shastra is correct, telling something about Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then it is correct because that's compiled by the Lord. Vedanta Krit Veda Videva Chaham. The Lord compiled the Vedas, it cannot be wrong. Guru, your spiritual master can never be wrong if he is coming in a bona fide disciplic succession and he's coming in the right parampara, he's never wrong. There are so many bogus gurus, but then if he's a real guru, then he will never say something wrong. And sadhus means great devotees or great realized souls. They also, so anything said by these 3 can be taken as a proof. So this is how Nainam Chindati Shastrani. So when you commit suicide, either by jumping into the fire or putting yourself to fire or cutting with a knife or drowning somewhere, still the soul cannot be destroyed. No, we should understand that suicide is never a solution to any of our problems, because the material body you are trying to end, but the sufferings continue. Either not in this body or in the next body, you keep suffering, right? So that's never a solution for any of our problems. So here it is said that Arjuna is trying to kill the Kauravas with a weapon, Gandiva bow. So Arjuna, Krishna is saying you can't do it because the soul is cannot be unbroken. Atachainam nityajatam nityam vamani shemritam tatapi tvam mahabaho nainam shochitamarhasi. If however you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, right? So if you think that there is a soul, there wings will be born and will always be born and die forever, then also there is no reason for lament. So here two things, Arjuna is thinking, either if you're thinking you are the body or you think you're the soul, there's no need of lamenting. So if it's a body, it's actually just a chemicals. No, nobody laments in the loss of a bunch of chemicals. Actually, what is our body made up of? Blood and mucus and bile, kapha, vayu and pitta, and there is stools and all. It's just a bag, it said. But then when there is soul, there is life in it. Now, so if Arjuna is thinking he's just a body, then why is he lamenting? Because just chemicals. But we are not just chemicals. How is the emotions and consciousness is there then? So in any case, whether Arjuna accepted the Vedic conclusion that he is the soul, or he did not believe in the existence of the soul, he didn't have a reason to lament. So Arjuna is called Mahabahu by that sloka. Arjuna is referred to as Mahabahu.
There is a philosophy of Buddhist, Vaibhashika, and there are two philosophies which say that body is composed of physical and chemical elements, and consciousness is the result of reaction between these chemical and physical elements. So Krishna did not believe it, and also addressed Arjuna as Mahabahu, that you are so powerful, why should you think about that you are going to kill your grandparents, grandfather, and the Guru, Dronacharya, and all those. So that is why he is reminding about his strength and also the truth about the Buddhist philosophy.
Yes, bro. Okay, so the Mahabahu, okay. Jatasya hi krivo mrityu dhruvam janma vridasya cha tasmat apariharyate natvam shochitamarhasi. One who has taken his birth sure to die. After that, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Okay. So somebody who have taken birth definitely will die. Except what is the other only situation that there is no rebirth. Somebody who have died will not take a rebirth except
After liberation.
Yeah, unless and until he get liberation, there is rebirth, right? If there is liberation, there is no rebirth again. So yes, so that is one thing. And those who have taken birth, definitely is going to die one day or the other. All right. It said that Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days of death. So we also have 7 days, but it might be after 1 year, after 2 years, 50 years, we don't know. But then we also, our expiry date is already written. But then how you use this particular life, how we prepare ourselves for the next Janma. I was listening to Prabhupada saying, we are also like in a rented house. There is a proprietor. When you stay in a rent house, it's like there is a real owner, and then you are the temporary person there. Similarly, this body is also Krishna is the real owner, and we are temporarily here in this body, temporarily. Like, and then the moment the owner says you have to vacate, we have to vacate. No. So similarly, when the Yamaraj comes, when it's time for us to go to the next life, then we have to leave. Mrityu sarva haraschaham. Death will take everything from us. But what do? We should be not scared of it. Anyway, have to go. So, and I can't take anything else with me except devotional service. So why don't I try to improve my Krishna consciousness so that Prabhupada says in one life you can go back, right? If we can't do 100%, at least we try our maximum so that next life will be very auspicious. So that is when someone said that, we started late in Krishna consciousness. Doesn't matter. So many janmas we have just wasted. So at least in this janma you started, na? So that's a great thing. It's a great thing. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam pravatede vasudeva sarva iti samahatma sudurlabha. It's very rare, sudurlabha, to surrender to Krishna. It's not easy. Bahunam janmanam ante. After so many janmas, it happens. And Bhagyavanji, it's a fortunate soul. Guru Krishna Kripai Pai Bhakti Lata Bij, we get Bhakti. So it's not easy. So at least you started in this life. So many janmas we wasted just like that. Give just one life to Krishna. So in next life, prepare in such a way, be serious, show how serious you are to Krishna. So prepare in such a way that in next janma, Shuchinam Srinadam Kehe, you just take birth in a Vaishnava family, aristocratic or a Brahmana family, so that from day one you start your Krishna consciousness and you could complete your next janma. We don't know, that's Krishna's plan and what Krishna knows. So it's never late. It's never late when we take up Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada never discourages. Prabhupada always says. And once one reporter asked Prabhupada, why so many youngsters joining your movement? It was at that time, it was like Prabhupada was 70 plus and his disciples were all in 18, 90s and 20 teenagers. So Prabhupada said, did you go to the university? So who do you see in the university? Youngsters. Nah? Similarly, our movement is for youngsters because that is the time to learn actually. It's a university. It's a Krishna consciousness is actually a movement, a philosophical movement with a religion, so that you learn. But it doesn't matter because of us some karma, we are in Maya and we came late. Still, it doesn't matter because there's so many who are still not in Krishna consciousness. At least we started. So always there should be a start. So we started in this life, and here it is said, Dhruva Janma Mridasya Cha. One who have taken his birth is sure to die. So here in Bhajagovinda by Adi Shankaracharya says, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani, Jatare Shaina, Iti Samsare, Iha Samsare, Kalau Dushtare, Kripaya Pare, Pahi Murare. Punarapi Jananam, there's rebirth again and again. Again, there's birth, death, it keeps happening. What should we do to end this? Kripaya Pare, Pahi Murare. You have to take shelter of Krishna. Again and again, one dies, again and again, one sleeps. Hare Krishna Mataji, oh, the attendance form, thank you so much. Okay, so please fill the attendance form. Is that Sridevi Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. I'm traveling, so
Thank you so much.
next
You're traveling. Yeah, thank you so much for posting it. You can leave, Mataji, okay? I'll keep posting it. Thank you so much. Yeah, so please fill the attendance form. Okay, oh, you can't see, I'll just post it to everyone. Because attendance is very important, and because at the end, when you are about to give your final exam in Mayapur Institute, then we need to give your attendance form, all the assignments and everything. Everything has been tracked, so please fill the attendance form, and only if you have the particular type of, I think, the percentage, will you be allowed to write the exam. So we should be serious. Okay, please fill it. Avyuktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyaktanidhananya eva tatra ka paridevana. All created beings are manifested in the beginning, manifest in the interim state, and unmanifested again manifested. So what is the need for lamentation? So Krishna is saying there's no need of lamentation. Get up and fight. So two classes of philosophers. One believes in the existence of soul. The other doesn't believe in the existence of soul. So in both the cases, there's no cause of lamenting. If you know your spirit soul, then you know there's no birth or death for the soul. So you don't have to lament, right? What are the two possibilities Dronacharya and Bhishmacharya can like once they die, what fate can they have? Dronacharya and Bhishmacharya. Yes, Supriya Mataji.
They'll go to the higher planets.
Sayuji Mataji.
Mataji, either they can go to the higher planets or they can get liberated.
They can be
liberated.
Yes. Yeah, but Dinesh, I think I made this clear. It's not the Sayuja Mukti what they are going to get. Nah? What is it?
Sarupya.
Yeah, it's Sarupya. Dinesh Prabha, are you clear about that fact?
Sorry, I meant.
Yeah,
Sarupya.
you know, no,
You
why
told
they
earlier.
Sarupya.
You told earlier, Mataji.
Yeah. So that's why. So because they are eternal associates of the Lord and they saw the Parthasarathi form of the Lord. So it said it's Arupya Bhakti. So yes, as you said, it can be either they, because they are pious, they go to heavenly planets. That's a good thing. They go to heavenly planets, they enjoy. Or because they are spiritual person and pure devotees like Bhishma Dev just saw the Parthasarathi Rupa of the Lord and chanted Vishnu Sahasranam and just left. It's very glorious and auspicious because Sarupya Bhakti. So they'll get liberated. So you don't have to worry. So there are two things which can happen to Dronacharya and Bhishmacharya. So Krishna says, I am lamenting. If you know you're their spirit soul, these two things are going to happen. Either liberation, you should be happy you're getting liberated. Or if you think they're not the soul, they are body, still why are you lamenting? Because you are a Kshatriya and you're doing a work. And since you're thinking you're the body, you think there is no rebirth. Those who are in the bodily concept of life, they don't think there is rebirth. They don't know. Dehi nityam avadyo ayam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani tatam shochitamarhasi. The soul who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, there is no need of lamentation. Swadharmam apichavikshya navikam hitumarhasi dharmyat hi yuddhaj shreyo anyat kshatriyasya navidyate. Considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, you should know there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation. For a Kshatriya, dying in the battlefield is very glorious. It is said that if he runs off from the battlefield, then there is sin. If he fights, there is no sin. But then for Kshatriyas to train, you kill animals. When Arjuna was shooting on the eye of the parrot, right? So is it not sinful when they kill these animals, when they get trained?
No,
Mataji.
Why?
No.
It's Swadharma.
Okay.
Because even the bird gets liberated if
Liberated,
a
yeah.
Kshatriya uses the animal for the training purposes.
Yes. So in case of medical trials, if we do that, when we are trying to launch a medicine or a vaccine or something, first you try on a rat or a rabbit or a mouse or something like a laboratory animal, so that to see whether it's actually working on them. The animal is exposed to the virus, and then or a vaccine is given or a medicine is given, and we see, because we can't just have human trials. We can't, the human form is so precious, and we can't just make people die out of medicines when you're doing the trial. No, we need to test it. So is it wrong in trying on these animals? No, it's for a higher cause. Not simply we are killing. It's for the higher cause. Similarly, so it's for a higher cause. Similarly, killing by the Kshatriyas, it's for a higher cause. So that's why it is not wrong in that particular instant. And what about animal sacrifice? What do you think about animal sacrifice?
Even for if it is done by Brahmana or Kshatriya, even the animals get human life.
They get a life.
Without
they don't undergo that. They
Process,
don't undergo that
additional
process.
What happens to
one,
the animal which is sacrificed?
they immediately
Gets a
get a
human
human
life.
life, mother. Yeah,
Why? How?
because they are liberated, because it's used for a sacrifice, no, Mataji. So the just like they will get, they need not have to go from one body to another.
Only for Brahmana or Kshatriya does for the sacrifice yajna purposes.
Yeah, so actually it is said the Brahmana, there'll be some Brahmanas who are actually chanting the mantras, some priests. The mantra is so powerful that it can give that soul of that animal a human form next. Okay, so that's why they give it. So actually you're crossing the karma for that particular soul, since it's being sacrificed. Yes, Priyadarshini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Little, I'm confused. See now, just now you put it about the animals being used for medical treatment purposes. I mean, they're used. But then, as far as the animal is concerned, it gets liberated. I agree. But the person, the human being using that animal, is it not selfish, Mataji? So I know he's trying to save the larger population of human beings. But as from the animal's point of view, he's committing a sin, no, Mataji.
No, actually, that's what. So if he's doing for sense gratification, if he's killing that animal to fill his belly, to eat, then it's a sin, Mataji. like for meat eating, if he is doing for his sense gratification. But as a Kshatriyas, they learn to kill, they learn to fight on the animals first, no? So that's not wrong. So similarly, it is said, when it is done for a higher purpose, then it is wrong, not wrong. But if it is done for his sense gratification, then it is wrong.
Higher end one purpose from our point of view, Mataji. We are human beings. So tomorrow,
Yeah,
we in
from
a higher
spiritual point of view.
Mataji, I'm sorry, excuse me if I'm not right. So supposing tomorrow a greater human being, being comes powerful than a human being, and they may use us also as experimental animals for their.
Yeah, that's going to happen in Kali Yuga actually. As Kali Yuga progress, it is said that there won't be grains or milk or vegetables and fruits available, that humans will start killing humans. So,
I'm also in the same field. I feel sometimes, say we have killed several frogs, several animals in our profession. But then today I feel, what did we do? And so many fish we killed. But just to know the anatomy of that, now there is animal ethics has come. So we cannot kill any longer. Now we are forbidden from killing.
Now it's not there, no? Now they don't use animals in the lab.
The computerized dissection happens now. But I somehow still felt today looking back, I feel we killed so many animals, Mataji, for which I think we will not be excused by the Lord.
No. See, any sin that is done, even killing a Brahmana, any sin that is done, definitely when you come to Krishna consciousness, everything gets crushed, because those days we did out of ignorance, Mataji. We were not knowing the fact, and then we did a lot of sins. So that's why we do Tulsi Parikrama every day, because even Brahma Hatya, killing of Brahmana, is the highest, and even that is taken care. So that's why. So any sin that is done before coming to Krishna consciousness is actually taken care. But again, continuing sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name is the 7th offense, no? To the holy name. You should not do that. Yeah,
that's the only thing.
For Kshatriya, it was allowed. As you were saying, the dharma part. For Kshatriya, it was actually allowed. But what we do nowadays in the modern laboratories, yes, that's actually wrong. What is happening?
I feel very bad.
Even human volunteers are used for testing of drugs efficacy these days. So that is not a
human volunteers
activity.
Are used. Yes.
Yes, sometimes they might contract. Yes, but sometimes they might contract the disease even, but that is taken care of. So they are human volunteers, not only animals. Yes, animals, because Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, SPCA, they are looking after that animals are no longer used in medical laboratories these days.
Yes.
So
but Prabhupada says that in Kali Yuga, it is not allowed. Why? Because there are no powerful priests or brahmanas who can chant such Vedic mantras in order to give a human form to an animal. No, it's not possible now in Kali Yuga. So, and those days, it was done for Mother Kali, and now everything is changed, and there's no pure brahmanas who can actually chant. In order to test the Vedic mantras, also they do that, so that what you're doing is that soul transmigrate so many karmas. He can skip all the karma and get a human form. So giving a chance for that soul to get liberated by being in a human form and do devotional service. But Prabhupada says now in Kali Yuga, it is completely banned and prohibited, because such pure Vedic mantras are not available and such chanting is not possible. So that's why animal sacrifice is definitely wrong and it should not be done. And Prabhupada says all are your citizens. All are, Krishna says, Aham Bija Pradapita, a rat or a dog that has been born in your country, that's also a kind of citizen, even though it's in that particular body. So it's like, how can you kill? So what is the word Kshatriya means? Kshatriya.
The one who protects.
Protection.
Yes. Mataji, Sha means to hurt, and Triya means to protection. So one who protects the people against hurt or injuries or offenses or difficulties, he is a Kshatriya.
Yes. So you're supposed to write answers like the Kshat means what, Priya means what, and what is Kshatriya. Families, animal sacrifice we discussed. And Varnashram Dharma, is there something called Devi Varnashram Dharma? So can you discuss for 5 minutes and come back? What is Varnashram Dharma? What are the 4 Varnas? What are the 4 Ashramas? And what are the duty of each of these Varnas and for each Ashrama? And which Varna and Ashrama do you belong to? And you should also discuss on Devi Varnashrama. Okay, just out of box question. It's not not even the perfect. Just have a small discussion and come back so we can just what is Varnashram Dharma, what are the four Varnas, four ashramas, which what are the duty in specific to each of the Varnas and ashramas, and what is Devi Varnashrama. Okay. Hare Krishna. So, who is speaking from which room? Yes. Varnashram Dharma. Room number 1, Arvind Prabhu, Shreya Mataji, Sudha Mataji, and Supriya Mataji. Oh, yeah. Who was that? Who likes to speak? Yes, Supriya Mataji.
Mataji, so the four varnas are Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Yes.
Okay.
So Brahmanas are the sect of people who are spiritually high in their values, intellectual, and Kshatriyas, they are protect the people of the society. And Vaishyas they meet the financial needs, they facilitate food and the other requirements of living entities, and Shudras are the working class people.
So working class?
Working class people.
Helping all the others.
Yes, helping all the others.
Okay. Now, who do we think we belong to?
Actually, though we are born, I mean, that's what I feel, though we are born in any particular sect, it is the intention with what we work. I mean, suppose if you are born in Shudras, even if we have the spiritual inclination, then we automatically belong to that kind of a sect of the society where we start working as per maybe Brahmanas, or if even though we belong to Kshatriyas, we deny to fight or we deny to protect but want to get into the spiritual world. So that kind of change in the intentions decide which section we belong to.
Yes. So, yeah, Guna Karma Vibhagasha, no? Based on your Guna and Karma. It doesn't mean you're just born as a son of a High Court judge. Doesn't mean you become High Court judge. You need to undergo the training process and everything. So similarly, but there is a chance for you to become a High Court judge. Similarly, just by born in a particular Varna or Ashrama, you can't become that particular Varna. It's based on your qualities and karma, what you do. Yes, very good. So what is Daivi Varnashrama? What the other batch can discuss? Room number 2, Deval Mataji, Kadampari Mataji, Viraju Mataji, Sarmani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Daivi Varnashram is all the ashrams which are included and which are Krishna centric. Like whatever we are doing, it's all related to Krishna, for Krishna, and like everything is surrendered to Krishna. That is Daivi Varnashram.
Yeah. Yes, so Devi Varnashrama. So in case of Haridas Thakur, even though he was born in a low one family, he was given the highest consideration because he's a Vaishnava. So for a devotee, Vaishnava Jati Buddhi, it said you should not discriminate a Vaishnava. Oh, that's a white body Vaishnava, or American Vaishnava, Indian Vaishnava. No, nothing like that. A Vaishnava is a Vaishnava. It doesn't matter in what background you come, unless and until you are doing devotional service to Krishna. It doesn't matter which you are. You transcend all these qualities. So that is Devi Varnashrama. So any other points anyone want to add from the room number 3, Anita Mataji, Dinesh Prabhu, and Priyadarshini Mataji? Any extra
Mataji,
points from here?
About the material mode of nature of the 4 ashramas.
Yeah.
The Brahman is in mode of goodness. Kshatriya is also in mode of goodness, but Vaishya is in the mode of passion and ignorance, whereas the Shudra is in mode of ignorance.
Mataji, Kshatriya is also in passion, no, Mataji?
Yeah, Kshatriya is passion.
Kshatriya passion, Vaishya passion and ignorance, and Shudra is only ignorance.
Kshatriya because he wants to acquire power and reputation.
So that's why in ISKCON, in Vaishnava family, first is Harinam initiation. That is first initiation for a Vaishnava. Second is Brahmanic initiation. It's called Brahmanic, and the Prabhus are given a Brahmanic thread, in a Brahmanic initiation. So that means you elevate yourself to be a Brahmana, even though you're born in a Shudra family. Shudra Sambha, everyone is Shudra in a Kali Yuga. But then the caste Brahmanism is not there. But then anybody can become a Brahmana by following the rules and regulations, following the regulating principles and doing devotional service. That is called Brahmanic initiation. So Matajis are not given a thread, but then they are giving given a Gayatri mantra, a secret mantra by the Guru to be chanted, and then temple worship, have a deity worship, deity kitchen. If you want to do service, it said you should be Brahmanic initiated. So yes, that's how Devi Varnashrama works. And from room number 4, any extra points? Kishore Prabhu, Puja Vrinda Devi Dasamadhi, Rekamati, Sasyanandanas Prabhu.
We discussed Mataji ashramas also.
Yes.
Brahmacharya, Garhastha, Vanpastha and Sannyasa.
Hmm.
That all the 4 ashramas, they belong to all 4 varnas. It is affected for all varnas. All these 4 ashramas are affected.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Shreya Mataji.
Restrictions, sorry, Mataji. May I speak?
Yes.
Yeah. Restrictions of, like performing the austerities and the yagas and all that, brahmacharya ashrama and then vanaprastha and sannyasa, they don't have money to donate and do all the sacrifices, austerities. But grahastha ashrama, grahastha can do all that. So only he is supposed to. He should actually give more donation and do more austerities.
Yeah. So actually, for a grihastha, it is said we should give charity, compulsory charity, especially to the brahmacharis, to vanaprasthas and sannyasis, because we are the working, we earn and we do it, use it for a great cause. So for a grihastha, yes, and Krishna, because does Krishna belong to any of the sector? Because he was born in a Kshatriya family of Vasudeva, so Kshatriya, and or he is gone for Krishiko Raksha Vanijyam, takes care of the cow. So then the Baba is a Vaishya. Does Krishna belong to any of these Varna and Ashrama?
No, he is beyond all.
He is transcendental. He is transcendental.
But still, he performed all the duties according to the Varna.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything to do and nothing belongs. I mean, nothing binds him. But then, yes, as he said, for him, it is actually it's transcendental, right? Because these varnas and ashramas is basically for a person with a material body. Krishna's is transcendental and he doesn't belong to any of these sectors. Yes.
And Mataji, he does it because for others to follow him.
Yeah, because he came in a human form, so that we follow or yes. Yes, Shreya Mataji.
Mataji, the sannyasi ashram, both in Devi Varnashrama and normal Varnashrama, the motive is same, no Mataji? Like they are renounced everything for their spiritual life. Then what is the difference in Devi Varnashrama and normal Varnashrama, the sannyasi order of life?
Yeah, so sannyasis can be not only a bhakti yogi, he can be a dhyana yogi, a jnana yogi, They renounce everything and they go to Himalayas and they meditate. But then in Devi Varnashrama, it's basically because of devotional service. They take sannyas ashram so that they can reach Krishna consciousness. So that's the difference. Yeah, Dinesh Prabhu?
Mataji, it is, I would like to add about sannyas. In sannyas, in Kali Yuga, sannyas is not recommended by Prabhupada.
Yeah, it's prohibited.
Number 1.
Yes.
Secondly, sannyas is of 3 types. Karma sannyas, Gyan sannyas, and Vedic sannyas.
Yes.
So for this age, it is not recommended.
Yeah, and in Vaishnavism, there is Tritandi sannyasi and Ekatandi. Ekatandi is for Mayavadis. They have only one stick because they think they are one with the Lord. But for Vaishnava, it is a Tritandi sannyasi. There are like the body, mind, and soul, and body, mind, and words being dedicated to Krishna. So sannyas is actually not allowed in Kali Yuga, and Mahaprabhu took it at the age of 24. But Prabhupada gave it to many of his disciples because we need people to preach. I mean, sannyasi is somebody who doesn't stay in one place. He travel all over the world, all over the place, do Madhukari, and then he preach Krishna consciousness. So yes, sannyas is given in ISKCON also, but based on how dedicated they are. So yes. So both ways, Arjuna have to fight, right? Krishna is trying to put Arjuna in dilemma. He says, this way or that way, you have to fight. If you think you are not in the bodily concept, then you have to fight. It's my order. You must fight. And if you think we are in the bodily concept of life, and as a Kshatriya, you must fight. So both the ways, if you think you're not the body, if you think you are the body, you have to fight. This is Krishna's conclusion. So Krishna says, Ma manusmari yuddhyacha. You fight, think about me and fight. So Swarga Dwaram Apavitam. O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come answered. Opening for them is the doors of heavenly planets. Okay. So if a Kshatriya die in the battlefield, definitely go to heavenly planets. Ata chetvam imam dharmyam sankramam na karishyasi tada swadharma kirtim cha hitva papam avapshisi. But Pandavas doesn't go to heavenly planets, right? Why?
Yes, Mataji.
They don't go to heavenly planets, no?
Is it because they are working for Krishna? Or they have transcendent?
Yes. But who are they actually, Charu Mataji? Who are Pandavas? Who is Arjuna?
Arjuna is Vishaka.
Yeah, so
but
eternal
I'm not
associate.
sure.
Vishaka, yes.
But I'm not sure about.
Yes, Arjuna is Vishaka Sakhi, you're right. Arjuna is Vishaka Sakhi, so eternal associate. So what does Vishaka Sakhi has to do in heavenly planets? She'll go to Goloka, right? So that means Pandavas are eternal associate and they'll definitely go to the spiritual world. Heavenly planets is in the material world. Yes, Mataji, Supriya Mataji.
Mataji, like how we know Arjuna is Vishaka Sakhi, what about the other 4 Pandavas, Mataji? They also go to, they are also one among the Sakhis?
I'm not sure about that because in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the description given is Arjuna was Vishaka Sakhi and he has come as Ramananda Rai when Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But about the other Pandavas, I'm not sure. If anyone knows, you can share. I don't know about how, but they are eternal associates, that's been mentioned. They are the eternal associates, but then it's not mentioned who specifically they are. Like Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta says they are Manjaris.
Yes.
It's been said. So, but then nowhere it said who Prabhupada was. Who was Prabhupada? Does anyone know? Definitely is eternal associate.
Narada.
Where is it given, Mataji? I want reference. Because Prabhupada never said who he was. And he is compared to Narada. Has been cursed by
Shakti Avesha Avatar, right? Shakti Avesha Avatar.
Shakti Avesha Avatar, but then who specifically in the spiritual world he was someone, it is said. But then who that is? Yeah, Pridashni Mataji compares Prabhupada to Narada. That's one comparison Prabhupada only gives, that I'm like Narada. You know why, Pridashni Mataji?
Because he went round propagating Krishna consciousness.
Yes, but Narada Muni also went around, but he been cursed by someone.
He was cursed. Yeah, he was a cursed person.
You know what curse?
Not sure.
Yeah, he'll not stay in one place.
You don't stay in one place.
Yeah, who cursed that?
I mean, Daksha.
Daksha, very good. Yeah, Daksha. So when Daksha's sons were all converted by Narada Muni, Daksha cursed Narada Muni that I curse you that you won't stay in one place. You just keep traveling. I mean, you can't stay in one place peacefully. But then that curse became a boon to Narada Muni. Because of that, he didn't even have a visa or a ticket. He can go to even Kailas and Patala or wherever he wants and preach Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada says when he started the movement, many of the youngsters started joining the movement as brahmacharis and took sannyas. So their parents also cursed Prabhupada that you are taking our boys and making them brahmacharis. So we are also cursing you that like Narada Muni. I mean, Prabhupada just compares. I'm also like Narada. Narada could not stay in one place. Similarly, I have a room. I have home all over the world. Like any ISKCON temple you go, there is Prabhupada's room. You can see. So there is a room for Prabhupada. Exclusive room, but he could not stay there for more than 1 or 2 days because he was busy preaching, and he, as Mataji said, he was traveling all over the world like Narada Muni. So Prabhupada's like, that's also a blessing for me so that I can spread Krishna consciousness. So that's a place where he compares himself to Narada Muni, but nowhere it's been given that who he is. And as Mataji said, yes, he's Shakti Avesha, Mora Sainapati Nayak, he's Shakti Avesha Avatar. But then who is he specifically? It's not mentioned. And Prabhupada never reveals it. And somebody asked Prabhupada, who are you? Who are you in the eternal world? We want to know because your guru are all a manjaris. We want to know who you are. So Prabhupada's like, if I say who I am, and if you won't be able to take it. I mean, you'll faint. You'll faint because yes, he's definitely some eternal associate, definitely. But then he never revealed who he was, and he didn't want to. He always says, "I'm just trying to be a servant of Krishna." We say we are servant of Krishna, Dasosmi. And Prabhupada says, I'm trying to be a servant. So he never revealed who he was. And he just kept it as a secret. But then Prabhupada is definitely an eternal associate of the Lord. So otherwise, how was he able to establish this God? So
heavenly planets includes Vaikuntha, is it not?
That is Dhruva. Yeah. There is one Vaikuntha in the material planet also. Like in case of Dhruva pole star. No, in Dhruva's pole star. Yes, that is there. But then the real Vaikuntha, the real spiritual world is beyond the material creation. No?
But there, I think it is not material, no, Mataji. There'll be no rebirth there, no? If you go there.
No, there is no rebirth. It is said. But then it's the real rebirth, the real liberation happens when you go to the spiritual world. No?
Spiritual world, yeah. So there's Vaikuntha in material world also.
Yeah, that is in Dhruva pole star. Dhruva's pole star. From there he can get liberation. But others are just heavenly planets and hellish planets. There is no Vaikuntha there as such, but only in Dhruva pole star there is
From where heavenly planets start actually?
You've seen the Goloka chart. There is the 14 planetary system, upper planetary system, lower planetary system. Then there is the coverings: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. Once you cross that and go, next starts the spiritual world. Now then you can see Vaikuntha. Then there is Goloka. There is you have to pierce all these material layers and go.
But then he said there is a Vaikuntha in earthly, material world also. So
no,
then
Vaikuntha as such, no, it's not there. That's what I'm telling. It's the Dhruva pole star. The Dhruva Lok, where Dhruva Maharaj is residing. It said that there is the Lord Vishnu resides.
Satyalok, Janlok, and all those we can't call them heavenly planets, no?
That is heavenly planets. That's where Brahma resides in Satyaloka. That's not. That's a material world. Brahma Bhuvanar Loka Punaravartana Arjuna. There is.
We have to come back.
If you go to Brahma's world, and Brahma has a lifespan, no, 311 trillion years.
Yeah.
So
Thank you,
Yeah. So however you do not.
Mataji, Brahma.
Yes.
Mataji, except for Goloka Vrindavan.
1 second. Mataji, yes.
Brahma is supposed actually in the next after this thing Pralaya, again when the generation this thing starts, there'll be a new Brahma. That post will be given to some persons. It's a post actually. It's not a.
It's a post. Yes. There's no personality called Brahma. It's a post. And as Mataji said, after annihilation, another yuga starts. And if there is no person to occupy Brahma's place, then the Lord Vishnu himself become Brahma. No. Yes, it's a place actually. It's a. Yes, Dinesh Prabhu. You were saying something. Hare Krishna. Who was saying?
Yes, Mataji, I wanted to say that except for Goloka Vrindavan, the rest of the heavenly planets are just temporary abode for living entities. As soon as the credit of their good works ends, they are reverted back to the
material world. You have to come down.
Yeah,
but Goloka is the spiritual world. Goloka and Vaikuntha.
Yeah. Only even these two places. If one goes, then he doesn't return.
No more coming back. Yes, Sarvani Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, I want to know about the Dhruva planet. It's there in the Vaikuntha planet.
No. It's in the material world. You see Goloka chart. You should see the Goloka chart. There is Earth. Then there is all the heavenly planets. Then there is Brahmalok, Satyalok, Janalok, Tapalok, and all. And then below we have Atala, Sutala, Tala, Rastala, Patala, 14 planetary system. Then there is a covering. And in that material world, you can see a pole star. I'll show it after this. There's a pole star there. That is Dhruva's world, where when Dhruva went for meditation, the Lord actually blessed him with a pole star, Dhruva pole star. So that's actually he is kind of liberated, but it's still in the material world. But then it is present there. Okay. Next.
Yeah, and Mataji, I have seen a dolphin which has the end of the dolphin. There is a pole star. I mean, dolphin is there, and there is a elephant, 4 elephant, and kurma.
I don't know about that. Okay, we're going somewhere in the discussion. So here it is said, if you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, you will certainly incur sin for neglecting your duty and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. So Krishna says that if you do not fight, then what will happen? If Krishna doesn't fight, what will happen to the others who come to support Krishna, Arjuna? What are they called? That's one of the 9 reasons why Arjuna won, no? What are those people who came to support Krishna, Arjuna called as? 9 reasons why Arjuna won. What is that reason? They are ready to give their life for Arjuna. Yes?
Takta Jivita.
Very good. Yes, Kishore
मुझे
Kumar Prabhu. Tyakta Jivita. Tyakta Jivita means they are ready to give their life to Arjuna. So if Arjuna runs off, what will happen to them? They also will run. Yat yadachariti shreshta tattat evetaro jana sayat pramanam kurute lokastat anvartate. Whatever great souls do, the common people follow. So Krishna says, don't be like that. Don't be a coward. You have to fight. Arjuna was a famous fighter, right? And which astra he got from Lord Shiva?
Pashupastra.
Pashupastra.
Does anyone know the story behind it?
Mataji, can I say?
Yeah.
Arjuna, he went to the after the exile, when they were sent for exile. At that time, Arjuna was sent by all the brothers that you go to the heavenly planets and do their all the thing so that we can get the astra for fighting, because they had nothing at that time. So Arjuna went there and he started meditating on Lord Shiva. And then when he was meditating, the surrounding was so warm that one of the Shiva's Nandi or somebody, he saw that it's so hot. Or some sannyasi, they were meditating that around, and they were seeing that the place where one person is meditating, it's so hot and it's impossible to stay there. So they told Lord Shiva that there is somebody who is creating all this, and so Lord Shiva wanted to check who is that sannyasi. So when he came down, he understood it's Arjuna, and then he wanted to test Arjuna, and there was a fight, and both started fight the war. And then Arjuna was made senseless by Lord Shiva, and after some time he was brought into senses. And then Lord Arjuna wanted to know who is Shiva. I mean, who is this person who, I mean, nobody on this earth can make him lose. So he knew that only Lord Shiva can only make him lose. So he wanted to know who is this person who make him lose the war. So Lord Shiva said, it's me only. He was given the Pashupat Astra.
Yes, very nice, Mansi. Yeah. So that's the Pashupat Astra. So Arjuna is such a great fighter. So why are we discussing all this? So that we understand that Arjuna is not just a normal person, and he is now not ready to fight because of these 5 reasons he lamented, and Krishna is trying to correct it. So he say, however, if you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will incur sin on neglecting your duty. So as a Kshatriya, he is supposed to do it. Right? If an army person runs off and come when terrorists attack, he'll be thrown out because he's not doing his specific duty. If he abandoned the battle, not only would he neglect his specific duty as a Kshatriya, but he will lose. Please don't unmute if you don't have to speak. And he would lose all fame and good name, and thus prepare his royal road to hell. In other words, he would go to hell not by fighting, but by withdrawing from the battle. So just by withdrawing from the battle, definitely it's going to be infamy for a Kshatriya. Akirtim chapi bhutani kata yishyanti te apyayam sampavishtasya chakirtir maranat atirichyate. People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectful person, dishonor is worse than death. So what is the final judgment of the Lord? I mean, what is the Lord say finally to Arjuna? What did he say? What was the final judgment? What does Krishna want Arjuna to do?
Krishna told Arjuna that either you die in the we don't withdraw. You should not.
You have to fight. So that is the final judgment by the Lord. Okay. So Krishna defeats Arjuna argument of enjoyment again. People will always speak about infamy, and from a respectful person, dishonor is worse than death. So Arjuna said, I can't enjoy. But then Krishna says, if you die, there are 2 things possible. If you die or you live. If Arjuna die, he goes to heavenly planets. And in heavenly planets, you can enjoy that. Somaras and Apsaras and Gandharvas, there is actually enjoyment. And if he die, if he win, then he'll get the kingdom. Right, and Yudhishthira become the king, and he can also still enjoy. So there is no question of no enjoyment. So he says, you have to fight. Ato va prapshasi swargam jitva va mokshase mahim tasmat uddishta kaunteya yuddhaya the nishchayaha. So this is what two things can happen. Either you will be killed in the battlefield, you get heavenly planets because they are pious, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. So in both the ways, there is enjoyment. There is no need to lament, right? So get up for determination and fight. So two things can happen: you go to heavenly planets, or he can win the battle. So in both the ways, Arjuna has to lament. Here, Arjuna has been speaking in the bodily concept, okay? Because Arjuna, Pandavas will never go to heaven. Heaven is also in material world. They are actually going back to spiritual world. But here, Krishna speaks thinking about us, like we. Arjuna is representing us. So here says, Krishna says that if you die in the battlefield, you go to heavenly planets because you are pious. And if you win, then you get the kingdom. So in both the ways, there is enjoyment. He was saying, no. So Krishna defeats Arjuna's argument of enjoyment in the slokas. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed in the battlefield, attain heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. So Sukha dukke samakritve labha labho jaya jayo tado yuddhaya yujjasva naimam papam avapshisi. Do the fight for the sake of fighting without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin. Okay, so he's like, you do your work, but then don't think about the outcome of it. Krishna gives ma phaleshu katachana. So Krishna gives the result. So he's like, if you do that, there is no sin incurred by Arjuna. Like similarly, an army person in the battlefield, he can kill the terrorist. But the same person after retirement or for a vacation comes home, kills his own brother, then he'll be put to jail, right? There he'll be given Kirti Chakra or something. But here, that's because his duty or as a army person is changing. So there is no consideration of happiness or distress, profit or loss, victory or defeat in Krishna consciousness. Whatever is done is done for the sake of Krishna and his transcendental. There's no reaction to material activities. And he who acts for his own sense gratification, either in goodness or passion, is subject to reaction, good or bad. But he has completely surrendered his activities in Krishna consciousness, is no longer obliged to do any depth. There is a verse in Bhagavatam 11.5.41. It says, Devarshi Bhutaptan Rinam Pidrinam Naking Karonayam Rini Charajan Sarvatmanaya Sharanam Sharanyam Tado Mukundam Parityakartam. Anyone who is completely surrendered to Krishna or Mukunda, giving up all other duties, is no longer a depth or is not obliged to anyone. Demigods, sages, not people in general, kinsmen, humanity, or forefathers. Does this mean we can also do that? Does this mean you don't have to do anything for your forefathers? Shraddha ceremony and all?
No, Mataji,
We have to do Mataji.
Then why is Bhagavatam saying this? Is Bhagavatam
That's for
wrong?
pure devotee. We are not
that elevated. Yeah.
Yes. This is for pure devotees. Very good. It's completely surrendered. We are not completely surrendered. Sarvatmanaya Sharanam Sharanya. Right? We are not completely surrendered. For a pure devotee, yes, they don't have to do all these things. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself did the Shraddha ceremony. Does anyone know?
Yes, Mataji. Mahaprabhu went to
Yes,
Gaya.
He went to Gaya. Yeah, to do his the final rites for his father. And also Lord Ramchandra also did, no? Yes?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Once he came to know about it, he did it.
Yeah, he is the Supreme Lord himself. Keshavadrida Rama Sharira. He didn't have to do it. But then why did he do? No, to show us an example, right? What are we supposed to do for our forefathers? So yes, so in that case, this is for pure devotees. We can't just jump and say, oh, Bhagavatam says that we don't have to do anything. But then yes, we are watering the root of the tree, so we didn't have to water the fruits, roots, flowers, and separately. We are worshipping Krishna, so yes, demigod worship is not needed, required. But then nothing wrong if you go to Lord Ganesha and pray for what? What should we pray for? Material things?
Krishna Bhakti.
Krishna Bhakti.
Krishna Prem.
Yeah, Krishna Bhakti, or tell him to take away the obstacles in the path of your Bhakti. Yeah, yes, Mataji. So we have a lot of problems. Like you have some non-devotees at home, not able to chant, you're not able to do that, do this. At work, there are people who don't like you to be in Krishna conscious. So many, or your health is not good, you're not able to get up at Brahma Muhurta, your mind is becoming crazy when you chant. So many obstacles are there in our life in Bhakti. So just pray to Lord Ganesha, please take away all the obstacles in the path of Bhakti. And Lord Shiva is Vaishnavanam Yadashambhu, please give me Krishna Bhakti. Please give me the taste of holy name you're chanting. So that is also good, no? Yeah, we can pray for Krishna Bhakti from demigods. Doesn't mean we neglect them. They're also devotees, right? And great sages and everyone. So this is for pure devotees, okay? Yes, if you do Krishna consciousness, Krishna Bhakti karle sarva karma pradaha. It's like everything else is taken care. You don't have to go bahushaka in different ways. You're going to the goal Krishna, then we try to surrender completely. Okay. So we'll stop with this verse. Eshate abhihita sakye buddhir yoge tva imam shruno buddhya yutva yaya pata karma bandham prahashyasi. So now Krishna says, I have explained all the knowledge to you through analytic study of Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya is nothing but no matter and spirit. Now I explain in terms of working without fruity results, buddhi yoga, or acting in such knowledge, you can free yourself from bondage. Buddhi yoga is also called bhakti yoga. So the discussion in the Vedas indicate that Lord glanced over the Prakriti or nature and impregnated it with atomic individual souls. So who gave us this body? Who gave us this body? How did we get this body? Krishna.
Material Prakriti.
Is it Krishna? Is it Krishna or Prakriti?
Krishna is the seed-giving father, and the material body is given by the Prakriti, the nature, material nature.
Very good. So Krishna, it's both actually. Krishna sanctions your body. He decides which body you want. He's Aham Picha Pratapita. But material nature gives you the body. Like it is said that Krishna. It is said that Krishna deposits your soul in the semen of the father, and the father impregnates the mother, and you're being pushed. The soul has been pushed to the mother's womb, and then you come. So how is the baby's body getting developed from the mother's body? So similarly, Krishna gives the seed, or just he decides which body you have to. He's supervising, and there is a engineer who's actually doing that's the material nature. The mother, the Durga Devi, she's giving you the body. So the body is given by her, but who decides which body it is? By Krishna. So what Krishna had to do, he just had to glance over the Prakriti and impregnates it with the atomic souls. If everyone, all of us become Krishna conscious in the whole world, what will happen to the world? Everyone will go to spiritual world, no? Then the world will be empty.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
You start, Mataji.
Yeah, I remember one conversation, Prabhupada was asked the same question, and they said, if everybody follows this, then it will go there. And Prabhupada gave we all will go, but fools like you will stay here.
That's what fools like people will say. Prabhupada says, why? Because the jail is there, no? The prison house. Is the jail anytime empty? No. People will go out. I mean, those who finish their imprisonment or the parole or whatever they get, then they are all given out. I'm given a chance, they go out. But does the jail anyway remain empty? Then what will the jail wardens and the policemen do in the jail? They won't have a job. No, Prabhupada says the old jailers, they get relieved, or the people in Krishna consciousness will go back liberated, but new people will come. These plants and animals and all the souls, they are becoming human beings. So human population is increasing, and the animals, tigers and everything are extinct, or their population is coming down because the soul is getting a human form. And then as we are going back to spiritual world, new souls from spiritual world is falling. They are doing sin and they are coming. So it's never like the prison house or a jail never gets empty, because new prisoners, new sinners will come. Similarly, the world can never be empty, because people will keep doing sin and they fall from the spiritual world. So Prabhupada says, you fool like you will remain. That's because people who doesn't take to Krishna consciousness, there will be. It's not easy for us. Yeah, it's the mercy of the Lord actually. And so it said that when Lord Ram was winding up his pastime, he took all the Ayodhya Vasis, all his associates. Prabhupada gives an example. He took all the Ayodhya Vasis. So that means Ayodhya is empty? No, there were still sinful people remaining. who didn't follow Lord Ramchandra. There were so many against him. Like in Dwaraka, you see so many saw Krishna in different way when he came, right? Some saw Krishna as death personified, some saw Krishna as a sweet boy. You know, each one have their own bhav. So whoever are devotees will go back, others will definitely remain. Does anyone know the example of rice and scorpions? Not scorpions. You can see some bugs coming. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, I know, Mataji. But
Yeah.
here I have, excuse me if please.
Yes.
See, it says actually scorpions are seen coming out of the damp rice.
Yeah.
So they don't come out from anywhere. They come out from the eggs laid there actually.
Eggs laid.
But
yes.
actually, Mataji, scorpions don't lay eggs, Mataji. They are ovoviviparous. They are ovoviviparous.
They all will be?
Ovoviviparous. That is, they give rise to like human beings. They give rise to young ones which are look
it's
like
not
scorpions.
eggs, is it?
No, there are no eggs, Mataji. I'm sorry.
Oh, they just give birth to the babies.
Yeah, babies.
Okay,
They're called ovoviviparous actually.
Ovoviviparous. Oh,
Yeah.
you're zoologist.
So,
okay,
yeah,
so
I'm sorry.
No, that's right. But then the example given is egg. No, I remember reading.
Yeah. Yes, it's written eggs. I've seen that. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
That's the example given by Prabhupada.
Prabhupada just mentioned. Might be he didn't mean scorpions. He meant some other.
They don't come from nowhere. Yeah.
Okay, they give birth. So, but then a child who sees the rice will say, "Oh, see, bugs are coming from the rice." No, he doesn't. That child doesn't know. But a matured person knows. Yeah, some bug was there and gave birth or laid eggs or whatever, and then the child came from that bug. So, so similarly, we it look like material nature is giving us the body, but then actually Krishna is impregnating it. So, does anyone know the nipples on the goat's head? There are some nipples on the goat's head.
They don't yield any milk actually. Yeah. They look like nipples, but they don't yield any milk.
They look like nipples on the goat's head, but they're actually not nipples. I mean, they don't give milk. So it looks like material nature is independent. But then actually it's not. It's depending on Krishna. Only by the order of Krishna can material nature give us a body. He has to sanction. Lord has to sanction. And material nature is who? Krishna's external energy, no? She is Durga Devi. She's a servant of Krishna. So whatever Krishna says, she decides. So Krishna is the one who actually decides which body we get based on our karma, based on our desires. So that's why if you take to Krishna consciousness, definitely you won't get an animal form of life. Prabhupada says 100% you'll get a human form. But based on your sincerity in devotional service and desire, what's the only price you have to pay? Tatra laulyam abhimulya kevalam kodi janma sukritana labhya. Just intense desire. Don't feel bad that don't compare your spiritual life to others, because you don't know. Might be that person have done so much in his previous life. You don't know how. We can't measure bhakti. Nobody can measure bhakti. Only Krishna knows, right? So but you should have an intense desire. Yeah, I want to become a pure devotee. I want to chant Shuddha now. When will that day come when I also become elevated devotee? So if you have that desire, definitely next Janma, Krishna will give an opportunity. Or might be in this Janma only. Who knows? Only Krishna knows what is going to happen to all of us. No, because it really matters is what Krishna decides. It's called Kripa Siddha. You can do your sadhana and get liberated. That's called sadhana siddha. Then you can be nitya siddhas, those who are eternally liberated. And there can be kripa siddhas, 3 types. Kripa means out of the mercy of Krishna, you can get liberated. Krishna can just see your devotional service and he's really pleased. He'll just take you back. He doesn't see whether you completed 100% Krishna consciousness or not. And if you come to the right Guru Parampara, then you don't have to worry. That's why I request all of you to take Diksha. And also it's Karmana Deva Netrena, Bhagavatam says, 3rd canto, that under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and according to the result of your work, the living entity of the soul is made to enter into the mother's womb through a particular male semen to assume a particular type of body. So we couldn't choose our parents. We couldn't choose the day we are born, how we are born, because it's out of karma. Karmana Deva Netrena. This karma is under the control of Krishna Deva. So then he decides which womb of the mother we go through. So many sperms go to the ovum, but there is only one sperm who's actually entering into the ovum and fertilizing it. That's the sperm which has our soul in it. So that's why it is said from day 1 of conception, the baby in the womb has a soul, embryo or a zygote. So that's why abortion is not allowed. Even if you say, we discussed this, no, viability is after 20 weeks, 26 weeks, whatever you say. And also medically it is allowed, medical termination of pregnancy, but still it's a sin based on Shastras. Because on day one, the soul is there. The moment the pregnancy happens and there is a zygote or in a such a small state, in a pea size, it's mitosis, meiosis, everything happens, there is soul there. It's not like, and otherwise, how is it growing? So there is soul. And what Prabhupada says about the soul getting aborted in the womb? Does anyone know?
It's terminating its full life, Mataji. By aborting, it has a certain span. It has to spend according to its karma.
Yeah. And
Prabhupada
says, Prabhupada says that the soul who's getting aborted, I mean, inside the womb, that's also a sinful soul. The soul, mamsa means what? I kill you this life, you kill me next life. So that soul have been done some sin. That's why it's getting killed. Prabhupada says that. So, but the sin comes even to the parents, but they don't know it. Yeah. Yes,
Mataji, all sperms don't have souls, no?
No, not all. Krishna, if there are twins going to happen, then 2 sperms will have soul, because there should be 2 bodies, not 2 souls. Yeah. If there is twins or triplets of quadruples, whatever it is, based on that, Krishna represents the soul. Even the quadruples or twins also share karma. Otherwise, why are they going into the mother's womb at the right same time, coming out same time and same place they are born? Right? So you heard the story in Corona, the twins. One twin passed away and the other twin also immediately passed.
Yes.
What do you think, Deval Mataji? What's the theory behind that, or what is it happening there? Why is that soul waiting for the other soul?
Even I had this question. I asked, like, are there twin souls? That they have some karma together or something.
Yes, they have a karma together. They see one person died in the twins, and that person was waiting for this soul to come, and even next day or something, he also died in few hours. So that means that soul, they didn't finish the karma. They were youngsters, no? They were young. They didn't finish the karma. So that soul have to go in search of another mother's womb. But he can't go alone because there is karma to be shared. So he waited for the other soul to come so that both can go together in the mother's womb. I mean, it's amazing how law of karma works. But then it is said, if you release a calf into a big goshala with thousands and 2,000s of cows, the calf will find its mother, no? Wherever you leave, the calf will directly go to its mother only. Even if you hide the mother, still the calf can go directly to its mother. Similarly, even if you hide anywhere, karma comes searching for us. So karma definitely comes searching for us. No? Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, how the identical twins work, like from one ovum, like when it's when it's
identical twins. That is one ova getting split, and there's 2 sperms, but there are 2 souls, no?
No, like one sperm only hitting the ovum, and the ovum is splitting into 2 like identical twins, right?
Yeah, identical twins. But then the soul will be there, no? 2 souls will be there then.
In one sperm,
there will be 2 souls then.
Mataji, in one sperm, 2 souls?
Otherwise, see, in identical twins, 1 sperm is entering, right? And the ovum is 2. But in fraternity twins, 2 sperms are entering.
Right.
So in that case, it has to be 2 souls. Otherwise, how is it identical twins coming? Soul is 2.
Yeah.
Souls
but here, one sperm is carrying 2 souls, right?
Yeah, in that identical twins, it happens like that.
Okay.
But still, it is said the fingerprints are different, no? For the identical twins.
Yeah. Very less like.
Yeah, fingerprints are different. That means, yes, they both have some karma to share, but definitely there is a soul is different. There's no one soul. Even in conjoined twins, even if they are stuck together, still there are 2 souls, no?
Mataji, what about Siamese twins?
That's what Siamese or conjoined. There are 2 souls. Definitely there are 2 souls. You can't say that there's only one soul and they have 2 heads or abdomen is stuck together. No, there are 2 souls. Definitely. But some karma, don't know what it is. But conjoined twins, definitely they suffer together. No, because they're not independent, and either the head is stuck together or the abdomen is stuck together, and they're actually suffering. The whole life they suffer. No, it's not happy life for them. And they try to be separated. Sometimes it's a failure, that the surgery is a failure. Sometimes it's successful, but then there will be anomalies. some of the defects will be there. So might be they did some karma, bad karma together, so they suffer together. So law of karma is very difficult to understand, and definitely Krishna decides. But then if you take to Krishna consciousness, all the karmas gets crushed. How you put a matchbox lighted on a pile of dry grass and just get burned. Now similarly, all karma, whatever karma we have done, it will get uprooted. All the sin gets uprooted. That's why Krishna consciousness is an emergency, and that's why we are spreading, so that everyone, Prabhupada was so compassionate and merciful. And today morning, Bhagavatam sloka Prabhu was saying, Tudikshva karunika sukrita sarvadehinam ajata shatravashanta sadhava sadhabhushanam. So a sadhu or a devotee is someone who's very merciful, very tolerant, and is friendly to everyone. He's a well-wisher. So Prabhupada spread Krishna consciousness so that what benefit does he get? No, he's doing for us actually. He's not selfish. He could have gone back to home, back to Godhead alone, but he wanted to take all of us, the fallen conditioned souls. So we got a chance to go back. So all our karma gets nullified. That's why I specify on please take Diksha. All of you are chanting 16 rounds, great. It's not easy to reach 16 rounds in few years by online association. It's not at all easy. It's not easy. I've seen people who struggles for so many years to reach 16 rounds. So that means you all are fortunate souls, and you all have done some kind of devotional service in previous janmas. Ajnana Sugriti is something. Otherwise, you can't reach the 16 rounds just so fast. So all of you should take Diksha, should take initiation, so that our karma gets crushed by the Guru, and we can try to go back home, back to Godhead. So taking initiation from the right parampara is very important. You might have some family issues and everything, but they will never delay it. Always there'll be problems. It is said when you want to cross a river, you can't say, let the river dry up and then I will cross. Can that happen? That river will never dry up. Even if it's summer, that river always have water. Then how long are you going to wait? Next Janma? You don't know next Janma. This Janma, we have nice eyesight and nice speaking, problems, no problems, nothing. We have a nice body, we have nice consciousness. So that's what, never wait for it. Yeah, IDC course has to be done. So those who have done this time, definitely the certificate, we are just getting corrected, and then the certificate will be given by next week. And those who have not joined IDC, please join IDC. Okay, soon, so that you can do take Diksha. Yes, Shreya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you told last week you will post that IDC group link.
Oh, you didn't get it?
No, Mataji. I was waiting for that.
I'll post it right now then, because I thought
the course is completed, Mataji.
No. Yeah, 2 batches are over. Now 3rd batch is going to start. I'm going to start the 3rd batch on maybe December. Yeah, now it's December. Might be next week something. Let's see. Because I need to check with Hindi department also. That's why. Attendance sheet was already shared.
No,
Mataji, it is not shared. Please share it in the group. No, Mataji, it is not shared. I am waiting actually. I was also waiting.
It was shared at 7:36 p.m. Look at the chat. I have already shared that attendance sheet.
Yes,
now
yes,
from
Mataji.
today, from next week, only one attendance sheet will be shared. Okay, anytime, and you need to fill it.
Yes, Mataji. Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
No,
Krishna,
I am
Mataji.
talking about IDC course link, Mataji, not form. IDC link.
Yeah,
You said
IDC
you-
link I'm posting now. I'm posting.
Mataji posted earlier. I've already joined the group, but there
You
is
have
no
joined?
further message. Yes, Mataji, I did join after you.
Yeah,
gave the
that's
link.
what I feel like. I've posted in all the groups.
But
We're going to start by next week. I'll post the message in the group.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Mataji, I am not into any Bhakti Vriksha group. Can you please add me if there is any?
Bhakti Vriksha. You don't have a Bhakti Vriksha in this group? Hare Krishna.
No, Mataji, I don't think so.
I think Dinesh Prabhu,
No,
you are already
Mataji.
in Bhakti Vriksha, no?
I was there, Mataji. I completed level
That's level
3.
3.
Yeah, they issued a certificate also. Shri Lakshmi Mataji.
Yeah, Sri
And
Lakshmi
thereafter,
Mataji. She finished,
yes.
no?
Yeah, I finished all the 3 books in Bhagavad Gita, level 3.
Oh. Okay. So we should form a new Bhakti Vishya here then. I'll let Sridevi Mataji know, and she can plan for a Bhakti Vishya so that you can read whenever you have time. Okay.
Mataji, for the first chapter, I did recently I did a course, like when you send the link. So attendance was not given, and before that also for the second chapter also attendance was not. I was not able to.
The first chapter no need, because it was just covering up. So that's not attendance is not required. From here, this is the real class. That was just an extra class which I took. No, from there, all the batches have joined. There are 3-4 Bhakti Vishya groups. Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, all have joined. So that's why I didn't have an attendance group.
Mataji, and last week I couldn't find the attendance.
I have posted, no?
No idea, Mataji. I searched for it, but I have no idea whether I have
Didn't I post Supriya Mataji last week? It was posted, no?
Yes, Mataji posted.
Yeah. It will be posted in the Zoom chat, not in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, in the Zoom chat, only in the chat I have seen, I don't know, I didn't see it.
All of them saw, then how did you miss? You have to keep checking. Okay, so this is the WhatsApp group link for IDC course. You can join. Yes, Pujya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, see in that attendance form, that last one, date, month, year, which today's date, month, year, or our date of birth, what we have to fill?
Yeah, today date. Yes.
It is just set, we have to press, Mataji, that's all.
Yeah, set.
Yeah, I'm pressing last 2 days it went, last 2 classes. Today it's showing it's not going. We say it is required, it has to be filled, but it's not going. It's showing invalid.
Others are able to do, no? The attendance?
Yes.
Yes, I was able to.
Yes, Mataji.
Might be you have to try from another device or something, Mataji. I don't know why something problem with the.
Okay, I'll try. Thank you.
The IDC link has not come.
This one, oh. Okay. I'll just post it to everyone. It just came for direct message. Okay. So here, that's the group. So every day, it will be a 5 days course, Monday to Friday. The timing would be 6 p.m. IST. Mostly next week we can start. Next week, let me see now. So many things are there. So I need to first correct the last IDC papers and then distribute the certificates, and then we start with this. Maybe next week, yeah, we'll see. So 5 days course, 1 hour class, and less a free course, and it's very compulsory certificate for taking Diksha. So all of you who likes to take Diksha can enroll here. Okay. Yes,
what will be the timings, Mataji?
What should Sudha Mataji?
Timings, Mataji, for that IDC?
6 p.m. IST, 6 p.m.
Okay.
Because so many college students are joining, and for them, that's why I kept it at 6. Yes. Pujya Vrinda Devi Das Mataji, you have a question? Hare Krishna. Oh, you are not able to set the date, no, you told?
Yeah. That's why I'm trying, Mataji.
Yeah, just try. Okay, no more questions. Dinesh Prabhu.
Mataji, one of the Thursdays, there was a detailed Google form which asked a lot of information about our spiritual activities and besides the attendance form. So this form, yeah, that form is to be filled every Thursday or just once it was, or once only?
Is it sadhana chart?
Yeah, I think it was.
Just weekend you fill. If it's on every Thursday, you fill it every Thursday. Every day you'll forget, right?
So Mataji, can we have that link for Google form, sadhana chart?
It is shared in the WhatsApp group, Prabhu. Sridevi Mataji shares it.
Okay.
You just take from there. It's not chat. Put in the chat. Okay.